difficulties.
Yeah, talk to the people, Kelly Green. That's what you do. Talk to the people.
Oh, we missed you too. All right. He's getting it together. All right. We in the building.
Radio podcast. Tuesdays, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Social commentary with the comedic twist. Breaking news, celebrity gossip, relationship issues, and everything in between. The Vision. Kelly Green. And Sneaky P. Broadcasting live, Impulse Internet Radio, live365.com, but on Facebook at Impulse Internet Radio, and of course on IG at the Blueprint Radio Show. Now sit back and be entertained, cause we in the building.
Y'all heard it. Welcome back to another edition of Blueprint Radio Podcast. I'm your man, The Vision, and with me is the lovely, the beautiful, and the always on time and entertaining Kelly Green.
What up, what up, what up?
Of course, she gives you something from the 90s, and we love it, we love it, we love it. Unfortunately, Sneaky P is on location this week. You might see him everywhere. Sneaky P gonna be like a Where's Waldo or a Flat Ronnie. People be sending me pictures, Amsterdam, London, Antarctica, Disneyland. I don't know where you're gonna see him, but hopefully he'll be back pretty soon.
Pretty soon.
But in the meantime, in between time, today you just got the dynamic duo, and coming up in the future, we're going to be all over the weekly map, people. Exciting things coming up. And we will be telling you that not this week. Not this week, Kelly Green. I ain't going to tell them that this week.
Not this week.
As you notice, our live is tripping. I don't know what's going on with that, but you are listening to us on www.365/Impulse. That's for the crisp, clear audio, with no buzzing this week because I did my homework. But if you want to see our individual lives, of course, you go to our Facebooks and Impulse_247 on, Instagram. And of course, Impulse Internet Radio on Facebook. You can see the whole studio. You can see me and Kelly Green, and we can get it popping and get it going. Kelly Green, how was your week this week?
So far, that's including Sunday through Monday through today.
Mm-hmm.
It's been good. I have no complaints.
You have no complaints?
I have no complaints about my weekend.
Okay.
My work week was pretty cool. Oh my goodness. Yeah, but yeah.
We forgot some conversations we had previously.
Yeah.
You guys are not privy to that, so we're going to move on from that because we don't want to make it seem like we are holding inside jokes because we're entertaining people. So if we can't tell them, we don't want to bring it up, Kelly Green. So let's get right into your green tea because we got a lot of relationship stuff to talk about today. We're going to get deep, into a few subjects that we saw this week and wanted to discuss and thought maybe it can help one or two people out there in recognizing things and seeing things that might be holding our relationships back. And sometimes you think you're playing the role of a hero, but you're actually playing the role of a villain. Hey, shout out to Bear Farmer. one of our #1 fans, been with us over multiple media.
Shout out,
Through
Bev.
so much raggediness.
Yes.
Including the raggediness right now. But shout out, girl. We love you. Even though you didn't agree with me telling Kelly Green she had to get me food while I was under the weather. But we'll we still like you.
Oh, my goodness.
You was wrong for that, Kelly Green. You're wrong for that.
Wrong.
You're absolutely wrong for that. Only girls agree with you, clearly. And Sneaky P, who, he can't really answer that question. Because Sneaky P took out his own appendix with a penknife while in traffic on the Bay Bridge. So he is a different type of individual. And so, his pain threshold is higher than mine. So I am a big baby when I'm sick, and that's just what it is.
Yes.
What it is.
That's what it is.
You heard me. So get into your green tea, Kelly T.
Okay.
Get into your green tea, Kelly Green.
Oh, no. Hello. Well, I don't have much to say about the gossip in the world besides the coronavirus. But I do want to give you my thought of the night, which is I've been noticing a lot, and when I say a lot of commercials with biracial children and a Caucasian woman and a black man and vice versa. And I've just been noticing a lot of it. And I like it. And I'm glad. Because it's a lot of us out there. I'm not saying us as me, but black people. But I like it.
Okay.
I like it.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. Ever since that Cheerios commercial. There's been a wealth of it.
Yes.
And I appreciate it. I think some of it's cheese and some of it's fluff, and you're trying to touch the people in a particular way, and that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. I'm cool with that. And like you said, I'm fine with it. We're a multifaceted world. I'm biracial, know a lot of biracial people. So to see that there is fun. Now, I will give this one suggestion. Be tasteful with it. Because you're putting people together I know would never get together. I'm like, there's no way that sister would be with that dude. There's no way that brother would be with that woman. It's come on now. And them kids do not look like y'all. They're kids that are appropriate. One couple I saw, I don't know if it was Travelocity or what, but they needed a kid that looked like a 7-year-old bulldog. Because them kids that they had was too pretty and did not come from them.
No.
But they did have mixed it. Kelly Green, give me a ding, please. I'm messing up.
Find my dinger.
Hey, there's something going on with you, Kelly Green. I don't know.
There we go.
There we go. Need you to pick up the pieces.
Pick up the pieces.
Yeah. You may forget what I was going to say, Kelly Green. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Thank you, y'all. Blame Kelly Green, y'all. Blame Kelly Green. Now, I will be commenting on the Impulse Internet Radio page, so go ahead and comment on that. And please, feel free to ask a question. We have the call-in number, 301-557-0171. You can call in and talk and all types of stuff, ask us questions. You can even prank call us. We might entertain you. Just for a second. Kelly Green, would you entertain them if they prank call?
Yes, I would love a prank call right about now.
No, really?
Yeah.
What type? Heavy breathing or like, hey, your refrigerator's running. Go catch it.
You know what? That's the same one I was thinking of. Hey, is your refrigerator running?
That is from 1921.
Well,
prior to the creation of the refrigerator, Kelly Green. So I don't know. That's a little iffy.
Refrigerators run all the time.
I don't know what this woman's talking about. Well, thank you for your green tea thought of the day, Kelly Green. We appreciate it.
Yes, that's my thought of the day.
Okay.
I'm glad to see the diversity.
She is on chill time today, y'all, so I'm going to keep it moving. Keep it chilling. Because she acting like y'all are doing this in a Chevy Cavalier. But what I want to talk about was my experience today before we get into the relationships. So as most of you know, Lysol wipes, that's why you see the wipes and the very small bottle of Lysol on now those are giant wipes. I had to accept a substandard brand. No, 7-Eleven wipes, excuse me, not even giant. I would accept a giant. But you can't find Lysol. You can't find hand sanitizer. You can't find cleaning wipes. It's, I mean, literally off the shelves. And it's not just at the Food Lion or the Giant or the Safeway. You can't find it at Walmart. You can't find it at Costco.
Yeah.
You can't find it at BJ's.
You can't find it anywhere. At my job, we order wipes. And we try to order some more, and they're on back order.
Amazon don't have them.
Can't get them.
Jeff Bezos don't have it with all the nasty women he like to run around with on Instagram. Then we got a problem. But you should. There's things you can do and places you can go, obscure places that people may not think of. So that's kind of what I did today. I went to a few spots, could not find them. And before I got panicked, I started thinking, well, you know, a panicked person would go to every place that normally sells it and it's going to be sold out. So I decided to go to 7-Eleven, found some. Paid $968 for that little can of Lysol, and there was those wipes. But I got them. And somebody was mad about it. Somebody's mad I got them because I bought everything on the shelf. I took out Lil Drip's college fund and traded it for coronavirus protectant. And so, you know.
Did you try Bath and Body?
No, but that's going to be gone. Target is gone. Every store is out of it. You're not going to have it. I even went to the Goodwill. Now, the Goodwill probably has the cheapest, most sketchy hand sanitizer you've ever seen. And I went there to go get that. And they was like, look, excuse me. They came in here and grabbed all of it. A whole box full. And you try to shake my hand. I was like, Gave the Vulcan death grip. See you later. But it is in Maryland, D.C., and it is spreading.
Yes.
Governor Hogan was close to spreading, what's this, Bear Farmer? Come to our Walmart, and one lady took like 15 bottles. I would have been that lady, Bear Farmer.
Yeah. I
would have took it all. It took a virus for people to start washing their hands. You're absolutely right. Because people don't wash their hands. I was in the public bathroom today, and a dude took a deuce and got out and walked straight out the door. Straight out the door. No, nothing. Didn't even fake like he was going. You know, so you know how sometimes you fake like, you know, you see people that were going to walk out and then they see you, so they come back and wet the tips of their fingers and run out. You know? Nah, my man got out. I didn't even hear toilet paper. So look out for him, you know.
Ew.
But it did take people to start washing their hands. I went to Dollar Tree, Bear Farmer. They do not have it. Dollar Tree is the first place. There's no hand sanitizer. They don't have any alcohol because people can make hand sanitizer from alcohol. That's on the internet as well. You can look at that. But all those things are out of here. And it's going to be difficult. And if you do find them, you're going to be price gouged for them.
And some places are out of toilet paper and paper towel.
Wow.
Yeah. I was speaking with a coworker of mine, and then I read about it, and I was like, wow. Because people are, like you said, getting alcohol and making their own.
Out of toilet paper. I don't want to shake your hand, period. I just give everybody a fist bump. I don't even want to give a fist bump. Don't even touch me. So. I feel bad for Asians.
Yeah.
Because people are treating Asians horribly right now.
Yeah, they are. And it's a shame.
Is it?
We at my place of business, they put signs up.
What, like no Asians?
No.
Oh.
About the coronavirus and being discriminated.
I don't know what's wrong with Kelly Green, y'all.
Discriminating against people of Asian descent.
Now, before Kelly Green makes y'all feel too bad and pulls at your heartstring.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly Green works in the most hoodest area I've ever seen. It should be called, she works on the corner of Mambo sauce and blunt paper. So don't feel bad. It's the only Asians are behind it. I feel bad for all those poor people that make Chinese food. Because nobody's ordering 5 rings and rice. Nobody. That's a shame, but it's true. It's absolutely true, Kelly Green.
Yeah. Do you know that you can get a trip to Asia?
She said Asia.
Australia, and anywhere in the country for cheap. The cheapest was free, but you had to pay the taxes and the flight fees.
Frankie, those are internal situations, Frankie. Can't throw that out there. We'll talk about it. Yeah, it's what we're seeing is a result of our global economy and how fragile it is. And whatever side you fall on, political or whatever's going on, the fact of the matter is we are a global society. We depend on each other. There's no such thing as isolationism anymore. If you want to see what that looks like, look at North Korea. Like, that's literally what it would look like. Like, we all need each other in this world. There's no iPhones. There's no iPads. There's a shortage of Samsungs. I mean, we're seeing this. A lot of these items that we need are from other countries. Yeah. Wipes, hand sanitizers. Our economy is global. That's how the world works. And we've set it up that way until we go to a completely computerized society. This is the economy right now that we have to deal with. Yeah. So it's not cool. As much as we want to, laud somebody being tough on things, the reality of the situation is we saw how fragile our society is. Like, we really saw that our society can come down. And just think about this. This thing here, which was an existing strain, the human coronavirus, is not new. That's why you saw it on the Lysol bottle. Go back to flip phones, Bear Farmer. I don't know. You got 10 bottles, Bear Farmer? Look, Bear Farmer is selling bottles of hand sanitizer, $39.95 a squirt. Please go to her Facebook page or her Black Planet, and you'll be able to find it.
Oh, no.
But I was actually having a conversation with somebody about this today, and it was actually an intelligent conversation, but he freaked me out. And it's hard to freak the vision out, because normally I feel like I got all the answers already, right? So he was like, you know what? Even when he said he's got a bunch of Lysol, bunch of hand sanitizer he just buys in bulk. He's cheap, so he enjoys doing it. But he was like, I won't touch nothing. He said he carries wipes around with him. He wipes down his door handles on his cars. When he gets out and when he gets back in, he carries the wipes to wipe down door handles to stores. He won't get fast food anymore because this particular virus can live outside the body for a particular amount of days. 9 days. Days, when you think about that. So he even freaked me out because he was like, he won't take his mail in the house. Yeah,
I was worried about that.
Bleach and water? You ain't lying.
At my job, I was worried about that because sometimes I handle checks. And I was like, I ain't doing that no more. And he was like, we're all going to get gloves. And
you'll get my work.
It was interesting. It was very interesting. So
shout out to Criminal Grab.
We'll see how it pans out.
He said get bleach and water. I mean, it's going to be that. Bleach and water, it's going to be smelling like that at this point, because it's all about your safety. And people, please don't be offended if someone doesn't want to shake your hand or doesn't want to get close to you. Yes. And don't be offended. Don't get upset. If you make a mistake, don't get upset at the reaction. I was in a grocery store yesterday. I had a bunch of groceries. And it got to the last few groceries, and this fool sneezed on my groceries. I said, you can take all of that shit back. Every bit of it.
Oh, my goodness.
Didn't cover his mouth, nothing. Little light-skinned boy. And food lion, I'm going to say. Didn't cover his mouth or nothing, and then didn't understand why I didn't want it.
No.
And I was like, nah, you can take all of that back. As a matter of fact, peace. Hey, my job. I didn't pay for nothing.
I actually got out of a ticket.
Hey.
Because
Kelly Green used the coronavirus to get out of the ticket.
I used the coronavirus to get out of a I ran a stop sign, and I used the coronavirus to get out of the ticket. I played a little sick, and it freaked out the officer, and he gave me a warning and let me go.
That's racist. $50 bid farm on $50. $50 for her. A squirt of hand sanitizer.
A squirt of hand sanitizer.
It's a little rough, but this is just like any other time, people. West Nile, bird flu, H1N1, SARS, swine, everything. It's always something.
It's something.
And what it's all telling you is y'all are nasty. Okay, out here the world, people are nasty. We got to get back to cleaning, sanitizing, disinfecting.
Yeah.
Okay. The other thing is, go ahead, Kelly Green.
I was going to say that I keep hand sanitizer in my vehicle.
She does.
She does. And I was doing all of that stuff, washing my hands frequently.
OCD.
Anyway, I have 3 types of lotion in my purse so that I could. What?
I'm listening to you.
Oh.
I'm in multitasking. Woman talk.
Okay. So I keep lotion in my purse and hand sanitizer in my purse. I do that anyway. So
right.
Someone asked me today. She was like, "Do you wash your hands more often than you already do?" And I was like, "It doesn't seem like it, but yeah, I do." Come to think of it. So just wash your hands, people. Wash them.
You got
20 seconds under hot water, soap and water. Wash. 20 seconds.
And that advice can also be applied to your ass.
Please.
20 seconds under soap and water should take care of it. Criminal Grant said there's some nasty F's. Bear Farmer has lowered it. It's $50 for half a squirt. Okay.
Ooh.
Price gouging. You sure you're not Asian? Now, some of the symptoms are fever, cough, and difficulty breathing. And nobody faces the same infection risk. Now, the CDC, Center for Disease Control, or like I call them, head up their ass, because they never know what's going on. They always tell you something after you die. The symptoms after exposure: fever first, then cough, then shortness of breath. If you develop the symptoms and have been in close contact with a person known to have the COVID/19, then you need to go sit to a doctor immediately. Okay? Because they will put you and your family in quarantine. And some people, like, this is a modern society, so you have a lot of selfish people that want to do what they want to do. There was a father in Missouri. His daughter has it. The house was quarantined. He decided that he didn't want to not only abide by the quarantine, but he took his daughter to a school event with other children. So if you do have it and you are quarantined, stay at home, because they will start charging you with criminal violations. Okay? So we don't want to do that, but watch out, man. And one thing I will tell you to stock up on is natural remedies. I've done a lot of research on this particular thing, and licorice root. Natural licorice root. You can get it from Smiles, any herb shop. You can get it from the vitamin shop. Natural licorice root. That's a good way to combat it. Fresh cinnamon, bay leaves, garlic, all these things. They're good for you. Yeah. But if you get it, you need something something from behind the counter. Behind the counter. Good luck, though. If you get it, don't call me. I'm sorry. Tell me about it afterwards. Crazy, though. There's some crazy stuff out here.
Yes.
You know, people getting bad nose jobs, and Monica wishing C Murder happy birthday. You know, that's Kelly Green's favorite rapper. Who? C Murder. C Murder. Who? And Ludacris, otherwise known as who? All right, so we're going to get into some of these subjects today. So me and Kelly Green are having a conversation, and we want to know what y'all feel. And once again, you can call in 301-557-0171 and we could talk to you. But one thing we want to talk about was, are the ideas of men and women outdated? Okay? And specifically when it involves the relationship. Okay? Whether it's marriage, dating, going together, just fooling around, friends with benefits, whatever. They're all relationships. So, are the ideas of men and women outdated? The expectations that we may have for each other, are they outdated? One second. Before we go ahead, Criminal Grind says they're supposed to be passing a bill if you contracted, and they will allow the employer to pay you 2 weeks of sick leave. Oh, hey. If you do get it, you get 2 weeks of sick leave.
But
you get paid for 2 weeks before you die. Well, a lot of employers will try not to pay you, probably. We know jobs are cruddy. If you die at work, the first thing they do is clock you out. So, we know jobs are disgusting.
And
so,
they post your job while you still there.
You ain't lying. That job was on
They
LinkedIn.
have your replacement work with you.
Your replacement cleans your body up.
Same exact title.
Absolutely.
It's crazy.
Shout out to P. He said, I'm selling body-sized Trojan condoms to protect you from the coronavirus. Here's how dumb people are. You know, Corona sales are down 59%. Corona beer. So, Corona has nothing to do with Corona beer, y'all. It's the normal, watery beer that everyone drinks and pays premium price for. So,
whatever.
Feel free to drink and imbibe Coronas. Okay, but yeah, seriously. So, are our ideas outdated?
I would say, goodness, yes. I would say yes. Because times have changed tremendously in the past, 20 years alone.
But do you think people's expectations still are based off those ideas?
Well, still, as I think that the man was working, bringing home the money and all that stuff, right? And women were brought up to cook and clean and be subservient of this man.
Okay.
So I think things have changed because we have a lot of single parents out here. Single mothers, single fathers, single parents out here. And yeah, I just think things have changed. And so the way we see it is different because a lot of people are moving in together before they get married.
Shacking up.
And that's frowned upon. And, you know, but
well, let me drill into it a little more because that's a broad. It's been like that for decades.
Yeah.
Expectations mean what you expect out of the relationship from that person. So in these relationships, like you said, there's a lot of single people wouldn't have anything to do with relationship wise, but when it's when the people are together, like you have a lot of men that are caregivers now, per se. You have a lot of men that share the load in the household. Contrary to what, you know, Wait and Exhale says, or a lot of people say, there are a lot of men that are cooking, cleaning, helping rear the kids. They're doing stuff. But then there's still the expectation that you got to be a man. So not only are you doing that, but then you got to go, you know, take care of the oil and go take care of the yard and take the trash out. And you got to do all that manly stuff. You can do that. You're the man. You got to do that. But, you know, if you reverse that and throw it on its side, there are a lot of women like, oh, I'm so exhausted. I got to do all this. I can't do anything more, you know. But then when it comes to a guy that is doing that, then he's supposed to have unlimited available space on his shoulders or vice versa. You got women out there that are working, You know, they're bringing home a sizable amount of money, and they put it towards the monthly bills. Mm-hmm. And you know, they're doing it. They're paying the bills. They're setting these things up. They're setting up vacations. You know, they're allotting money for this, that, and the other, because women are very good at hiding and allotting money. And then, you know, a lot of men still expect them to come home and then cook, mm-hmm. and then clean and serve them. We already know your views on sickness, Kelly Green, so we're not going to discuss that. Die, brother, die. Or man up. But that's what I'm saying. I think that we have, it's a mix, mm-hmm. and it's all jumbled up. We have this view of what masculinity is supposed to be and what men are supposed to be. And then we have this view of what femininity is supposed to be and what females are supposed to be, and the jobs and the roles, and they're kind of all muddled up. So you expect them to be, you know, you want a super thug that can, you know, handle himself in the streets and also handle himself in the boardroom. He needs to be a Michigan star chef. He needs to be able to crease and fold and start shirts, and he also needs to be able to knit and make scrapbooks, as well as picking the kids up and running the Girl Scout troop. Mm-hmm. And the woman is supposed to work, come home, sew a comforter, serve a 7-course meal every meal, be at her man's beck and call. This is what I'm saying. It's the expert. I'm being ridiculous for a reason.
I know.
Okay, don't give me that look. Okay, hold up. We got Bear Farmer excited. What she said here. But isn't a relationship about give and take? I feel like if he's falling short, then me as a partner. No, right, Bear Farmer. And that's not actually what I'm referring to in this instance, because that's how it should be. You should shoulder the load. The relationship is gotta be the two of you. Yeah. If you can handle that all by yourself, as Kelly Green said, you wouldn't have single mothers out here looking like Bob Marley's sons. You're like, look at my dress, I just got no time for it, and they, you know what I mean. They tired, they sliding. So a relationship is meant to be shouldered by 2 or more people. Yeah. Families in the old days and in other countries, you know, everyone pitches in. Mm-hmm. It's not just the parents. The kids pull their weight too. Even though they're kids, they are straining on the family, so they have to pull their weight and help. Mm-hmm. We as Americans, because we're so successful in advance, we have changed that. So the kids don't have to do anything, and they can grow up and be 40 and 50 years old and still not take accountability. But the fact of the matter is, it took several people to make a family function. Mm-hmm. And what I'm saying here is that there's these misguided ideas, you know, where we're not shouldering that load together. Mm-hmm. And I just think, you know, that's again goes back to my number one thing that messes relationships up: lack of communication.
Communication, of course.
You got to communicate. And you got to be on the same page. Okay, here we go. Okay, P jumped in there. Now, what did P say? After the body size condoms. He said, some women have no need or respect for good men. So you don't have to respect men anymore. And your local state office will back women on that. Oh, Lord. Yes, Miss T, there's not a specific role anymore. And that's what I'm talking about. I don't think there's any men jobs and there's no women jobs. You know, some of y'all women can fight better than your men. Shout out Cats 977. How you doing? Thank you for coming through. You know, so if y'all get into it in traffic and you think you can beat that man up better than me, Kelly Green, please. Break his jaw. Okay? I think it's a new era. And it don't have to be old feminists and all that kind of stuff. But really, we have to understand that we have to shoulder the load. Mm-hmm. Kind of like how Bill Cosby and, Claire Huxtable kind of did it. Now, of course, there's a lot of flack on Bill Cosby, but if you really drill down and look at it and do a case study on what he was presenting, he was a doctor. Mm-hmm. And he worked from home. Middle of the day, he's pulling the magazines up, putting furniture polish on the coffee table. He's out there getting the food together. Mm-hmm. Then you see Claire getting food together from time to time. And that's what it needs to be. I just think sometimes, right. And I think sometimes if we don't realize that a lot of our ideas are outdated, we can overwhelm our spouse. Like I said, a lot of times it's the man doing it to the woman, because they expect that woman to work a hard 8 hours. And let's remember, women don't got it easy at work like everybody assumes. They got men coming at them all day long inappropriately. Everybody wants to downplay their intelligence, whether they can or cannot do a job. Just question them.
Exactly.
Every decision, even the janitor wants to question them. You know, so your woman does a hard 8, and then she comes home, and then you expect her, as soon as you come home, to thaw out some chicken and start cooking, so you can feel like a king. You know, that's not always the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And the same thing, if the man is helping out around the household, if he's helping with the laundry, if he's helping with the kids, then you know what? You can get your butt up and get out there with him in the yard. Or get out there with them and get out there and clean the cars. Take the cars to the car wash. Do something. Take something off each other's plate.
Right.
Instead of just making assumptions based on, shout out, Cuzzo, making assumptions based on their gender.
Right.
You see what I'm saying, Kelly Green? What do y'all think?
Tell us what you think.
I want to know. P says, men feel compelled to help any woman in need. However, a woman feel like helping a man makes him weak. And that's true. That is absolutely true. You see that in certain women. Certain women that may have grown up a little more aggressive, or maybe grew up with men. And so they look at things a little more matter-of-factly and less emotionally. But it is, you know, sometimes that man has a lot on his back. And he needs that help. He doesn't want to ask for it or doesn't want to beg for it. He just needs that help. So you should offer that help. You know, if he's working 2 jobs, or he's going to school, or if he has a particularly stressful job.
Right.
And it doesn't have to be tit for tat at that point, because that's what I see in a lot of couples. I had a young lady DM me, and she was like, well, he wants me to recognize this, but I got this going on, and this going on, and this going on. And I said, it sounds like you both got a lot going on. But the minute it becomes a competition as to who's more stressed, guess what? Nothing's being solved. So now you've not only not dealt with the stress that's existing, you've added a whole nother level. Because now there's conflict between the two of you. Because somebody feels bad, because somebody reached out to somebody, and instead of comfort, they got, well, man up. Basically just man up. Because I'm dealing with it too, and a lot of times the women get that. She's reaching out to you, whether she wants attention, or she needs comfort, or she just needs help, or she just needs to vent. And the first thing you want to do is either solve the issue or talk about what's going on with you. So, but it's the same way on the man's side too. And I think that's where I say the roles are outdated, because everyone is like, yes, you know, treat your woman good, which you should. I'm a big advocate for that. Go ahead, dig me up. But there's also this individual who, just because he's a male, just because he has testosterone, just because he's the stronger of the two, does not mean he's not sensitive, and does not mean he doesn't need that comfort, or he doesn't need that help. He might not want to ask for it, and he shouldn't be viewed upon as weak if he does ask for help. Right. He's just an individual. And if you really want to create this relationship, then you got to work at it. He needs to help you. You need to help him. Together, y'all get the job accomplished. Kelly Green, what do you think? You know, I like to go on and on and on and on. Make that money, baby.
But I agree. Expectations have changed.
Now, I like that, Mrs. T. Miss T says it depends on who is in her ear and how she grew up. Exactly, Beth Farmer. So thank you, Cuzzo. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. A shout out to Janelle. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
You know, she's international as well.
Oh.
Yeah, she be on the space shuttle, all kinds of things, be at carnivals and wonderful sunny tropical locations. But now that's an interesting fact what Miss T said. She said it depends on who's in her ear and how she grew up.
Yeah, that's why I was saying you grow up one way, thinking from from, I guess, the baby boomers are our parents.
Right.
They grew up a certain way, and they put it on us.
Right.
And then we had the millennials, and it's just times have changed so much.
Well, the world has changed.
Yeah.
And what's required
It's different.
is so much different.
Mm-hmm.
When you think about the bills of somebody in our parents' era
Yeah.
or the baby boomers era,
Mm-hmm.
you had the rent, you had light bill, water bill, phone bill.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe cable, maybe not.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. Nowadays, you got the cable bill, got the phone bill, got the internet bill, unless you bundle. Your cell phones for everybody in the house,
Mm-hmm.
insurance, credit card bills, Amazon bill. I mean, it can become overwhelming.
It is overwhelming.
And if you didn't learn how to be a good partner,
Mm-hmm.
see, that's the key. I think is learning how to be a good partner. Your relationship is like a spades game.
Mm-hmm.
If your partner doesn't care about reading you or maybe building that rapport with you so you can understand how to play this hand,
Mm-hmm.
if both of you have your own agenda, then you're going to get 0 books, maybe 1 or 2 by accident, but you're definitely not going to win. You see, and it's the same way if you have different agendas against each other, you're not going to win. And not only are you not going to win, you're going to hasten your demise. When somebody wants to express something
Mm-hmm.
and you don't acknowledge that that feeling is real, because whether you agree with it or whether you can understand it, if it's a feeling that person's having, it's real. And if you refuse to acknowledge it, they still have that feeling, but now they also have hurt compiled upon that because the love of their life, the person that they're supposed to depend on the most, that's supposed to be surgically attached to their back,
Mm-hmm.
didn't have their back at one point. Now I don't want to bring things to you. Now I don't want to talk to you because I don't know what the response is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Is it going to be a mean response? Is it going to be a nasty retort? Are you going to be caught up in what's going on in your life?
Yes.
The man is so upset. He's coming home. He got a scowl on his face, and you're coming to him feeling a certain type of way, and he can't look past the surface
Mm-hmm.
and see that there's something going on, and now he's created even more damage to you. The man's coming to the woman, and she is, into her own thing or very defensive, like a lot of women can be.
Mm-hmm.
Dare I say dramatic, slightly. Not Oscar quality drama, but they can be dramatic in order to win an argument. But what was the cost of winning that argument that way? What did that cost you in your relationship? What did that cost you in goodwill and feeling that your significant other has towards you? Yeah, you won. But every battle you win like that is a quicker step of you losing the war.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a war against your mate. It's a war against them hoes that's on the outside of them thirsty side dudes that's just waiting to swoop in. So you're going to want to lose that war. But that's an interesting fact. And if you didn't learn these things, we didn't learn how to be in a relationship, then we're just winging it.
Mm-hmm.
And again, us as Black people, we don't want to go out and get the help. We'll rather listen to our friends. And if they ain't been through it, or our parents have been through it, then what advice can they give us?
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell me nothing. No, we got a lot of comments here. Let me see what's popping. We got a lot of comments here. Let me see. We got a woman that helping a man makes him weak. Okay, I guess no one sticks up for men because we're men. That's Pete. Tay Grind said, I want to be weak. Miss T agreed. True. Let's see. We're all human, blah, blah, blah. I mean, not blah, blah, blah. We like y'all, but. Okay. All right. Definitely. Yep, a fact. We need real Black love. The kind of, okay, can I read this on air? Okay, yeah. I mean, it's the truth, though. We do need real Black love.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? A lot of our, we talked about this before, a lot of our examples of relationships are drama. It's drama, and I think when you watch a lot of that, it somehow plants in your mind that you want to kind of go through that. You know, people don't want to watch love stories no more and all that kind of stuff. They want to see drama.
Mm-hmm.
Want to see people going through garbage, and then in our mind we think, okay, you're gonna go through garbage, then you're gonna make it at the end, and it's gonna make you stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Not really. Kelly Green, do you see a different, kind of aspect or a spin on that?
Well, I guess because we grew up looking at stuff like the Huxtables, and we grew up on
Shout out to Bright Eyes.
families being together. Even good times, it was still 2-parent households and everything. But it's not like that anymore, I guess, in a lot of situations. So
I think it's more than people think.
yeah.
It's more 2-parent now. Unfortunately, most of them are blended families.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not unfortunate because it's good that people found love. But it creates... Blended families are a lot different and difficult because each individual managed by themselves for a certain amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
They created different views, and they had different goals and how they want particular things. So it's not just 2 people learning to be together. It's 2 families learning to be together. And that can be very difficult. That could take years. We know that. That could take years and years. And it's still not 100% right. But there needs to be even more patience when that kind of stuff happens. I think there's less at that point. Because the stakes are more real. And stakes are real. Because you don't want to waste your time. You don't want to bring somebody in that possibly could hurt your child. And mixed families kind of throw, what's going on there? Shout out to Kelly. Of course, shout out to Kelly. Love you always, cuzzo.
Oh.
Bright Eyes had a slight pornographic video on Facebook earlier. No, what she was just getting a massage as a gift. I'm just messing with you, Bright Eyes. Don't shoot. Hands up. But what's up, Kelly Green? Lost her mind, Bright Eyes.
I was trying not to.
She lost her mind. But you see this, and a lot of people respond to this, where I think a lot of people feel this. A lot of men feel that way. A lot of women feel that way. And if we can just strip down those outdated views of how you should react, it's everything. It's not only what you should do in the house, but how you should act. Men shouldn't cry. Men can't show weakness. Men can't show sadness.
I had a conversation with an older person, and they said that to me. It was like, yeah, men shouldn't cry, they shouldn't show weakness, they shouldn't do this, they shouldn't.
And that was an older woman.
And no, this was an older guy that said this to me.
Okay.
And I was like, really? And I was like, nah, I prefer a guy that shows the emotions, that can give me some sympathy, some empathy. I don't need somebody who's just gonna be like, oh, it'll be okay, baby, and pat me on the back or something.
It'll be all right.
If I cry, I want you to cry with me.
Hell
You don't, but
hell no. But that's from the views. Even how we present ourselves every day, it's based on, as Ms. T said, how we were raised. And the idealisms and the ideology of our upbringing. Now we got to remember where those lessons came from were people. So just because they were older or the people we came from doesn't necessarily mean they were correct. And we're going to get into that particular subset of it later on when we get into our discussion on, is your mate controlling, or are you controlling? See, that's that portion. In about 10 minutes, 9 minutes, we're going to start talking about that, because that is an eye opener for people. Once you strip down the bullshit of the relationship, and once you really get into good intentions. Let's both make this work. And you really then do a self-assessment of things you do, then you might figure out that it's not so cut and dry. That's why it's good not to, like you say, Kelly Green, not to run back and tell your friends all the time. Number one, you're going to give them a story of it, a skewed version of your story. Number two, they're just going to back you up because they're your friends.
Yeah.
Because if they're close to you, they're going to, yeah, you're right. But number three, you are now running away from the work of it. And you should be having that conversation with you. Because you can't lie to you. If you got to have it in your... Kelly Green does this wonderful thing where she videotapes herself talking on her phone. And I tried that, but in a different sense. Like one day we were having a disagreement. Dare I say an argument. And so I was away from her and I started talking to myself in my camera. And through talking to myself and looking at myself, I couldn't stunt. I couldn't lie. I tried to kind of put hyperbole and hype it up a little bit, but you can't lie to yourself.